more of a streaming side of things. So I always like to. People are always like, streaming. What's you're a successful streamer. What do you do? What are some tips that you can give us? But not also just tips, but also can you go into like details about not just tips, but how streaming isn't something where you just flick on a camera. People just think, okay, I put on my stuff, you know, I put on my clothes and I flick on my camera and I click the buttons and play video games.
Yeah, no, it's totally not just that. For one, prepare to multitask.
Hmm.
I think my biggest tip for a lot of people when they first start out um, is keep talking. Even when you think that no one is there and that no one is listening, keep talking. Keep going on and on and on. Do not stop talking because that's what separates you from just the person sitting at home and playing the game themselves.
Hmm.
People want to know the streamer. People want to get to know their personality or bits about themselves. And people were saying like, "Oh, well, sometimes my mind goes off on random tangents." Go off on
Oh.
random tangents. Like if you're there playing GTA and you're like just driving down the street, like, "Oh yeah, I've always wanted to go to San Andreas. I wonder like how many bones are in the necks of a giraffe." Like people want to know this stuff. They want to see like it makes you suddenly seem like so much more of a relatable individual because suddenly they're like there going like, "Oh yeah, how many bones are in the neck of like in a giraffe's neck?" Like, hey, I hadn't thought of that thing before. And suddenly you have a conversation that people might start talking about, and then you're like, "Oh, it's got the same amount as the human neck." And you're like, "Wow, what?" And before you know it, you have a conversation going with people. And so it's always worth going off on those random tangents, and it allows people a little insight into you and who
Hmm.
you are by talking about anything and everything. Not necessarily like everything. Like, don't tell people like your social security number and your home address or things like that. Like, that's just,
Wait, so
yeah.
I'm not getting the credit card number later? What the hell?
Give them the security code as well, like on the back. Tell them your mother's maiden name. Like, don't be stupid about like the everything part, but be open. And I think that is what makes different people's personalities separate from each other is getting to see that insight. And another nice thing is if you do start to get those like regular viewers, try to remember something, a little something about each of them. Because as a viewer, when I would go into people's stream, and maybe last time I mentioned, like, oh, I'm going out for my dad's birthday. Thank you so much for the stream. I hope to be back later. Then you come back the next day and they're like, oh, how was your dad's birthday? You feel like, "That's they remember something about me." Like, that's really cool that it gives a much more personal experience. And I think that a lot of viewers feel so much more I feel so much more special when a streamer remembers like little elements about me. It doesn't have to be anything big. It can just be like, "Oh, you said you were gonna go shopping. What did you buy?" Like something stupid, or it could be something big. I've had a few viewers who have gone through whole terms of pregnancy and now have children. And so now when they come in, I can ask them like, how's Millian doing? How's Aurora doing? Like all these babies. Like, honk, how's your child? Like it gives a much more personalized feel. So keep talking and try to remember just something about your viewers is probably my biggest bit of advice. That, and don't let yourself burn out. Don't look too much at the numbers because if you look at the numbers all the time, you're it's like trying to watch a pot boiling.
Hmm.
It sometimes it's going to feel so slow that it feels like it's never going to happen. Sometimes it can feel like, hang on, I blinked and now the kettle's already like got a cup of tea like poured out. So yeah, things like that. Um, OBS itself and XSplit, that program is not like the simplest of program to work, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
It's pretty simple, but if you want to get fancy with your stream, it makes the program more and more and more difficult. And the more overlays you have and the more like alerts you have and the more sound effects you have and maybe the more like extra special videos that you have for different scenarios that you have and then the chat commands that you have and then the bots that you're using and then the like keeping up with the chat while you're playing the game while you're also checking on OBS while you're also checking that your stream health is still like good on the other side and maybe you are looking at your viewer numbers as you go to see what's working with people and what isn't. Like you're constantly doing like several things at once,
Mhm.
and that can get overwhelming for some people. It can really get overwhelming.
That is just to chime in with what she was saying. Just when she says breaks, don't be afraid to take a day off. Like she says, she has a day off in her schedule, and she does stuff. She's like, I even get up earlier that day, but you know, there you can't be every day just constantly going and going because you're not going to produce the best content. It's not
Exactly.
movie people. A 2-hour movie, they don't film that 2-hour movie in that 2 hours. They film it over days, weeks, months
Months.
at a time. So, and you're getting the best clip at that moment. So, just break is very important, I think. And everything she said was very important. And it's just not, like I said, flipping on the camera and like, all right, where's my 200,000 viewers? Hello, over here.
Hello.
Man.
Exactly. The breaks definitely don't stream 7 days a week, like 9 hours a day. It do something for you. You have to have a you day in amongst all that. And I know that I'm saying this as someone who only has like the 1 day off, but I have shorter stream days on 2 of those days as well. So I'm not having that full length of a
Mhm.
stream and have some days where I can actually like have more of a lie-in than I do during the week. Yeah, yeah, the break is definitely very, very important. And if you ever feel that you need to take longer than like a day or two, don't be afraid to. Just talk to your audience about it. 90% of them will understand, and those are your real core viewers.
That's very, very true. I mean, I couldn't say it any better, to be honest with you. That, like, we could just probably talk all day. You could do this and do that, but everybody has their own niche and has their own thing, and I
Oh
just,
yeah, branding. Branding is another one for me when it comes to like starting on Twitch. Find yourself, like you said, your niche of like, this is who I am. Like you can go across countless things of streams where they got like the nice like modern looking border and this that, and the other, but if it isn't anything to do with who you are and or who you're trying to be on Twitch, then it just
feels
it's
the same.
boring, it's forgettable.
Yeah,
So branding, think about who you want to be and who you are and how do you work into that branding in your overlays, in your info panels, on your Twitter, like information, stuff like that. That to me is also quite important. But that's coming from someone who's very heavily branded with like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm in the Green Dragon Tavern. And I have like my green screen where I'm actually like in a digital tavern and stuff like that. So
which leads right into you get right into the next topic. It's a nice transition because you're kind of talking to the next
smooth,
topic,
smooth.
which is talking about networking. This is probably going to be the final question with Twitch and just general questioning here. How do you, like, is network important?
Very.
Is it something that you just do on the computer? Do you have to go to these events? Do I really have to? Do I? have to do this? Is it something that I want to do? Like, I'm saying this as a general question, of course, not me specifically, but
For sure. I find that networking is like 50% of streaming because sitting there on your own in your own room and not like getting to know anyone else on Twitch, very few people are going to discover you that way.
mm,
It's much more difficult to do that route. Networking is a huge, huge part. And I don't mean like go in and like talk to a streamer and hope that, oh my gosh, if I talk to this streamer, they're going to host me. No, it's about becoming part of that Twitch community. Twitch has so many circles that are interwoven with each other. And the more you get to know one circle, before you know it, you're realizing like, this person who watches this person where I watch also watches this person that I now watch. And you start to see people that you know dotted all over the place on Twitch. And getting to know the streamers and becoming part of their community because you enjoy their community. It shouldn't just be like this person's big, I'm going for it. Like,
I,
lordy, no.
um,
It's a huge mistake that people make. It should be, I like this community, I like these people. And in time, you'll find that the streamer, if you have really become part of their community, will eventually figure out or ask if you are also a streamer. And you become friends with people and you really get to know people and respect their work ethic as well as their like personal like life ethics and things like that. And it has to be something that you resonate with because if you resonate well with them, they tend to resonate well with you. And it just creates this beautiful circle of people who love and want to support each other. No, no, not many Twitch streamers are out there for it on their own. Most of them are out there wanting to be part of Twitch,
mhm,
not just part of their own stream.
a community of some sort.
Yeah, it's that community. And so, yeah, network. And going to events like TwitchCon or even some of the PAX events, I feel like TwitchCon is a bit easier to do this. While not necessary, it isn't necessary because if you can't afford it, then you can't afford it. And I don't recommend going bankrupt just to go to like TwitchCon. But meeting people in person when you can, it kind of solidifies those relationships.
Mm,
And if you really gelled well off camera, then people will always remember you.
mhm.
They will, even if you aren't able to go by their stream as much anymore because you're busy working away on your own stream, and they get it, they're doing the same thing too. But now and then you'll still find that you're both trying to support each other. You'll be like, "Oh yeah, I met this dude at TwitchCon. He was really, really cool, so nice. We're gonna go raid him today." Or like, "Oh yeah, this girl was so lovely. She really helped me get into streaming. She really welcomed me into a community. We're gonna go raid her." So you get the like, I know them from like personal, I know them online, and sometimes you get that beautiful like both. And it person can only help, but I wouldn't risk it all for it.
You mesh well, one way or another, online,
Yeah,
offline. But it's also to backtrack at the beginning or close to the beginning of this interview is what we said earlier, what we got the stink eye for, is that does not mean when you network, it doesn't mean you just go into a channel. She already knows. It
I
doesn't
know
mean
what
you
you're
go.
about to say.
It doesn't mean you go into a channel and be like, I just got done streaming. I had 3 viewers. I wish I had more. Or, you go into a different channel and you're like, oh, would you follow me? I started streaming today. That does not. That's not networking. And I think people confuse that a lot. That doesn't mean just spam your link anywhere. You don't go everywhere and
Exactly.
anywhere. That's a
Exactly.
difference.
It's not like, hey, what's up, you guys? I'm also a streamer. Like, no, 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 no. Go in there as a viewer. Go in there as a viewer and get to know the community. And in time, they'll figure out you're a streamer.
Hmm. And it's also like you wouldn't want that to happen to you. Like if you had
Yeah.
a certain amount of viewers and you're like, some guy comes in here and is like, I just got done streaming. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing in here, bro?
Yeah. Like you like normally you can just show that by like hosting or
Hmm.
something and there's some like viewers in there. Normally the streamer will ask like, "Oh, did you just get done streaming?" or like, "What were you streaming today?" Like, yeah, like, there's other ways where you can still support the streamer and let them know without being like, I'm gonna, or even like the dreaded, like, I'm gonna go live now, bye.
Oh.
Like, oh, come on. Like, no, don't do that. It
Uh,
hurts. Twitch etiquette.
the classic. I'm gonna go live. Bye.
Yeah.
And
Or even worse, like when you have a viewer that says to you, like, oh, this person has gone live, I'm gonna go now. And you're like, don't tell me that.
oh, that made me sad. And we're not. Neither one of us is streaming right now.
Right? You're just like, oh
Oh,
man, like, you don't want to watch me? It's fine. I get it. I'm not as good as that person, I guess.
man. It's just some things people learn on their own, I guess. It probably will never go away. But if Twitch etiquette, you just get more respect basically because I don't think Adam Gandalf or whoever is just gonna go up and be like, "Oh, you're streaming? All right, boys, we're gonna go raid this person right now, and I'll have a good night. Bye." Like they're just gonna keep
Yeah.
doing their thing, you know?
And if you did want to like talk about something exciting that is going on for you in the streaming world, then I find that the most polite way to do it, if they are live, is to DM them.
Mm.
And if they do have their whispers open like during the stream and they do want to promote you, they'll say something. Whereas otherwise they might just be like, oh, that's so cool, congratulations. And you just accept that, like, as well. Like it shouldn't be a hunt for shout outs.
Yeah, and that's also if you respect the streamer, you're like, oh, they're very successful. You don't want to take away their people that they've grown and earned and try to take it from them for just a shout out or two.
Yeah.
I'm getting all emotional now, all serious. People are like, what the
Oh
hell's going
man.
on? Um, but you did it. You made it through the first part. We've done with the interview, the tough questions. You're not sweating too much, hopefully.
No, I'm
Not
turn my
too.
heater up in a moment. Whew.
But the next part, the fun part, is coming along here. The rapid fire questions. These are silly, fun questions that just we think we're their rapid fire, and then I end up going, really? Why don't you tell me more about this? And then it ends up being a question itself. But we'll try our best. I'll try my best. Are you ready?
Damn. I'm ready.
All right.
Hit me.
First question: hamburger or hot dogs?
Hamburger.
Ice cream or cake?
Ice cream.
Favorite ice cream?
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Pizza or Chinese food?
Chinese food.
Pirates or ninja? Ninja.
Pirates.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Oh, you get up so early though. Like,
I know, and it's the worst.
World of Warcraft or RuneScape?
World of Warcraft.
Anime or cartoons?
Uh, Growing up, cartoons. Now, more anime. I just feel that there's back in the day there was some quality cartoons,
Mhm.
whereas there wasn't as much anime that came to like the Western world that was quality. Whereas now I'm like looking at like cartoons and I'm like, eh. Whereas there's more anime shows where I'm like, oh, it's that was like a 50-50.
I know they get progressive. Well, I try and make them progressively harder. Start off easy. Get a little bit. It's like the Hot Ones challenge.
Yeah,
Progressively
yeah.
hard. Favorite anime, since we're on that topic.
Ooh,
I'll give you top three. How about that? Top three.
oh, it's difficult because I don't really. I'm very, very new to
Oh.
anime, and so like the ones that I've experienced, yaoi, not yaoi. I mean, it might as well be. It's Yuri on Ice. That's yaoi all the way. But Yuri on Ice, I think, might be one of my favorites. Of season one, or part way through season one of Attack on Titans was fun. Part way through season one of Sword Art Online was really fun. But they get to a point on both of them where I'm like, no, no, not for me anymore. Um, yeah, I'm still very, very new on anime. So I'll get better with that. I'll get better, but I don't know many shows. Pokemon. I love Pokemon growing up. That counts, right? That totally counts. Um, and what is it I've just started watching now? Kakegurui? Kakegurui?
That sounds about right. I have no
I don't know
idea.
how to pronounce it, but gambling in a high school is it's pretty fun.
People are just happy that you watch anime now. See, it would have been worse if you're like, I don't watch anime. People would be like, what's going on? What are you talking about?
And instead, it's like, one of us,
Ex-
one of us.
exactly. We have cookies. No internet or no cell phone.
No cell phone.
Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Dude, this one's just more of a what do you call it? Soda or pop?
Oh, neither.
You call it Coke? Fizzy drink?
I don't drink fizzy drink. Yeah, I guess fizzy drinks.
Fizzy drink.
I don't
Yep.
drink. Yeah,
No? Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Really? Have it, are you a fan of the new movies? The new ones that came
I
out?
admittedly haven't seen any of the new ones since Force Awakens. I haven't seen Solo. I haven't seen A New Hope.
Uh, I heard they're not that good. I haven't seen those either. I'm in the same boat you're in, and I was like,
Yeah, just like,
eh. Like the first,
eh.
because the first one just seemed like a big copy. It was like, take this, but with new people.
Yeah, I grew up on, not A New Hope. I said A New Hope for like the new one. A New Hope is the
The
episode
old
4.
one, yeah.
Um, wow, people are gonna give me crap for that. Sorry, everyone. Ah! I grew up with the original trilogy because when well, I wasn't born in like the 70s. I'm not that old. I'm not like a miraculous thing of like oil of Olay skincare. Um, I uh I was around when the remasters that they did of A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and The Jedi Returns came out, and so they came out in the theaters, in the cinema again,
Mhm.
and so my dad went to take me to go and see them because he loved them, and so they were very much a part of my childhood watching the original Star Wars movies, and then also getting to start over with 1, 2, and 3 was a new thing. Like I was that age, the right age
Mhm.
for those movies to be coming out. And so I think that's why Star Wars more for me, even though I have watched just about all of Star Trek Next Generation.
You're not a Trekkie? There's so many Trekkie fans out there crying. They're like, we'll eventually be the popular ones.
Don't worry, guys. I did watch all the Star Trek and like Next Generation. So
Yeah,
if that counts for anything, I don't know whether many people got to actually see Patrick Stewart in all his glory.
there you go. There you go. Where are we at? Oh, Pokemon or Digimon?
Pokemon.
iPhone or Android?
Android.
Oh man. Snapchat or Instagram?
Instagram.
Really? Now,
Mhm.
quick question about Instagram. Do you feel like Instagram is the place to promote yourself? Like really be one of the
I
bigger
actually
places?
don't use Instagram for that at all.
Really?
I use it purely to put up my photography.
Oh. Well, so
Yeah.
in a way, you're promoting though, because people are seeing your photography. You do it for
Right.
professional work, right? Or are you talking just for photography of what you've done? If that makes sense.
Um, I do it's just like photography from my traveling or of cooking that I've done, maybe from a film shoot that I've been on, things like that. Like I've even got some uh human form photography that I did in college on there and things like that. So, when somebody said once came into my Twitch chat and was just like, "Oh man, no link to your Instagram." I'm like, "Oh no, it's down." I got hacked by a bot and I had to like
Oh
shut
God.
my Instagram down for like a couple of weeks so that the bot would like leave
Hmm.
and then delete all of the accounts that it had force followed me into. Um, so someone was like, "Oh man, like no Instagram." I'm like, "Oh, it'll be back like next week." Like, "Oh, any nudes on there?" I was
What?
like, "Not of me."
The-
Not
uh,
of me. Human form of someone else, but not of me.
oh man, too funny. Probably the last one here. This is more stream related. OBS or XSplit?
OBS.
Seems like the popular one. And
I tried XSplit, didn't really like it at all.
it's more complicated in my opinion. Like you got this and that, and but just keep it simple. As simple as you can get, at least.
I agree.
All right, you made it through. You didn't really have too much
Whew.
trouble. You had one with what was it, Pirates? No, the Harry Potter, Lord of the Ring one. One of those you had troubles with. Oh no, the anime or cartoons one.
It
You're
was
like,
anime
eh.
or cartoons because I loved me my 90s X-Men and
Oh my God, X
things
Men.
like that. Right.
See,
It's,
X
oh.
Man, I hope that Marvel now, since they've taken control or have the control for X Men, that it gets better.
Please save it. Save it,
But
Marvel.
who's gonna play
Save
Logan now? Who's gonna be Wolverine? I just don't get it.
I know,
He-
because Hugh Jackman has, like, retired from Wolverine.
Yeah, but
Like, he said that
Logan,
Logan is the last one,
but
but you're like,
but
"You
Logan
are."
was really good though. Like
Well, Logan was a very good movie. Oh,
that was probably my favorite X Men movie, to be honest. Like it was just
it
really, it
it
make you
was leaving
sad
bounds
and
above.
just
Oh, yeah, I'm
oh
with you
man.
there.
But not to stop nerding out about X-Men. I'm gonna leave the time to you now. This is the best time, of course. You get to shout out whatever you want. You get to say your thank yous. I'm gonna mute myself, and yeah, I'll give you the floor to you, and I'll come back when you're all done.
Cool, cool, cool. Well, I guess what I'll do is I want to say first, like, thank you, mom and dad, for putting up with me and getting to know the streaming world and even becoming part of my stream with the cooking streams that we do. That's really cool of you guys, and not many parents would be like down for that. So I don't know if you'll even ever watch this interview, but know that I did thank you. I would also like to thank the Blackout Brothers and Oh Baby 190 and what used to be Brains Games for also giving me those initial starters on Twitch. You guys helped me so, so much to and help mold me to become the streamer that I am. And without you guys, I don't know where I would be or if I would have had the motivation or inspiration that you guys all gave me. So, gonna thank those guys. I also want to thank the people who I've all played D&D with for being beautiful buggers. I'd like to thank my mods. Like my mods have been the most incredible people who all seem to do way more work than I think moderators normally should do, and they've all become dear friends to me. Um, Megan Ryan, I'm looking forward to getting my Nathan Filmerloin's pop figure from you guys this year. And just overall, thank you so much to my community for putting up with me for 2+ years. You guys are absolutely crazy beautiful buggers. And I, the stream is so much more because of you all. I just, I wake up every morning really excited to hang out with you guys. And it could have been a job where I wake up every day loathing what's going to happen. I could even wake up for stream loathing what's going to happen. But instead, you will make my day brighter. And I couldn't be more grateful for that. And also thanks to the trope people for being my rocks last year. You guys were great. Thank you. And that's it. Welcome to the Green Dragon Tavern, guys. We are a loving group of crazy buggers. We're really goofy, but and we may make fun of each other, but it's all with love. And so make sure to spread the lube because we have so much love to give. You're gonna need a lot of lube to be able to take
That was great. That's really nice. That's very nice. Um, I just wanted to say thank you for hanging out with me, doing this. I couldn't. These wouldn't be possible without you. I say this every single time. People are like, "You need new lines," but no, seriously, the Chalk Talks. And hopefully, I've portrayed it to be about you, the streamer. Learn about you, not in a self-centered way, but just learn about your thoughts and opinions about Twitch and just how you got into video games and all. I know we kind of cut the video games a little bit shorter, but it was nice having a more serious conversation about Twitch and just you learning you about a streamer and what you go through and how you network and how everything just adds up to be what your stream is. That's
Oh,
what's
well, it was
important.
lovely talking to you, Zoids. You were very easy to talk to. So thank you so much for even considering me as a person that you'd want to do this with. Thank you very much.
I mean, if you know more people, throw them my way. Recommend them.
Hell
And but thank you again. I appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. I hope Madam Gandalf's viewers here don't make fun of me too much.
yeah.
I mean, if you do, I can take it. It's okay. We got the lube right.
Don't you make fun of him or I will spank you all.
But thank you all for watching, and thank you once again, Madam Gandalf, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.